All right.
Just go.
Good evening. This is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro. It's time for Critics' Choice predictions. The nominations are coming up tomorrow. Don't know exactly when. We just had Globes. We just had SAG, and now we're ready for the Critics' Choice. And it's only it's that, and then BAFTA, and then we're off to the Oscar races, aren't we? So we're going to be showing you what our predictions are. Are they on screen right now?
Yeah.
Well, then you can see what they kind of are already.
Yeah, except so the numbers don't. He hasn't like professional. The numbers are not right. Okay. So whatever's at the top is number one.
I will say this though, because the numbers weren't right, I went through I gave you the gift of a gap where the top 10 ends. Okay, so that's just all you need to look at, really. Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta go, and then and people can throw out what they think. They can throw out their thoughts. We got the chat going, so we see what you're saying. We see a lot of people are talking about the actress category before this and who's gonna get in. We were talking about that this morning. So hilarious, Great minds think alike, and we're a hive mind, and we all think alike, and we predict alike. All right, so let's go.
All right, Nomadland is number one, not Trial of Chicago 7.
You have it. You have Promising Young Woman at number 3.
Look, I don't know what 3 is. I don't know what 7 is, and I can't tell. So let's just call that like a soup. But Nomadland is number 1. It's probably going to win Critics' Choice. I think Nomadland can take Critics' Choice and BAFTA. They have shown that they'll give it to stuff like Roma. All right, it's kind of the
Critics' Choice will give it to Nomadland.
Yeah,
like I don't know, 100%. What isn't
if they give it the Trial, it'd be all over for Trial. I mean, could they pull something crazy like giving it to Promising Young Woman? Last year we really expected them to go for Parasite. They went with Hollywood. It was weird, but I guess they could go for something weird. But everyone's gonna be predicting Nomadland for Critics' Choice. Trial of Chicago 7's a lock to be nominated. Promising Young Woman, I guess isn't technically a lock, but I also think that it could perform very well, get a director nomination, and then be considered like a top 3.
I think it's totally in there at this point. There's so many critics who are passionate about it. Don't you go anywhere. There's so many critics that are passionate about it.
I'd be shocked if...
I mean, what else? I think near locks, like Promising Young Woman, The Father, One Night in Miami, Ma Rainey, Minari. I mean, Minari for sure is going to show up here, I think, especially because it did well at SAG. My God. And Mank, I am not 100% on because I'm thinking, okay, so, all right, you got, I think the top 8 are like pretty in, let's say the 7, not including Mank, because I think Mank maybe could be switched around, maybe, I don't know.
But this is the thing, we had this feeling that Mank is First Man. We had this feeling right before the Golden Globes, I would say, this feeling started to creep in.
And they still nominated First Man. Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, I'm telling you that after the Golden Globes nominated the movie and Gary Oldman became like, maybe.
No, I understand.
I don't think that Mank's going to be First Man.
I'm not saying that it's tanking. I'm just saying we have a lot here. And if you look at this 5, we have Judas and Defy Bloods in here. Now, Judas seems like it has to pull a Critics' Choice in order to be considered for the Oscars. I mean, maybe not 100% mandatory, but it's like
last opportunity.
It seems like it really kind of needs this.
Well, we know that it can't get BAFTA because they left it off their long list, so there's no way. This is the only thing. And they need it, and Judas did make the AFI top 10, which makes me pretty confident that it can make a top 10 like this.
I think it can too. I mean, from the hype at Sundance, you would think, based on the hype alone, like that it was going to maybe contend for the win for Best Picture, but it has missed out enough. I am afraid that is not going to happen at this point. But I love Judas and Black Messiah. It is great. It's like that and Promising Young Woman are my favorites of the nominees, and Nomadland. So I mean, if it doesn't get in here, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be really pissed. And The Five Bloods is one that critics have been loving. The Five Bloods. Okay, so you'd think they would nominate it, but at the same time, what's the movie that we both kind of feel like could get in here, could sneak in?
Sound of Metal.
Okay,
here's why. Sound of Metal keeps doing better than it's supposed to. It cracked the AFI top 10. At the same time, AFI couldn't nominate The Father, so there was an extra slot in there. Sound of Metal could get in to the Critics' Choice. Like I have a feeling about it. They feel like the place that will nominate Paul Raci.
They'll absolutely have to nominate Paul Raci.
They
That'd
like
be disgusting.
Uncut Gems. Remember that?
If they don't nominate Paul Raci, I don't know what the point of the Critics' Choice are. Like, then you're just the Oscars, or you're the Golden Globes at this point. And that's an insult. That's an insult. So, Sound of Metal, I think, could take something out. If it does take something out, I think it'd be Mank or Defy Bloods, maybe Judas. But
unless Promising Young Woman, because
I don't
remember
think
that
so.
The AFI
I don't
left it
think
out,
so.
though. The AFI left it out of their top 10.
I don't care, and I don't think.
And here's the other thing: let's not act like there's no other possibilities. Because Soul, I think because
Soul is
they
a
didn't
little
nominate.
impossible too.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they did not nominate Inside Out, which makes me think that's the same thing. And News of the World, if News of the World gets in here, I am scared about it, because the fact that there's that fifth adapted screenplay slot right now looks like it could easily go to News of the World. And then in addition, Helena Zengel is getting nominations.
That would be a robust package of nominations for News of the World if it can get screenplay and supporting actress.
Exactly.
I mean, that's as good as anything else is going to get.
But if it gets those two, then like some people think that we are underestimating News of the World. But Critics' Choice, if it doesn't get that, then it gets nothing. And then it appears randomly at the Oscars. I don't think so. So if News of the World doesn't get it, I'm completely done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people here would agree, but this seems like a top 10, and I think Sound of Metal is 11, and that is as far as I would go. I'm not expecting anything else in here.
You cannot expect, but you may receive. And
First
Cow is not.
I am honestly crossing my fingers a little bit for Mank to miss, and put Sound of Metal in there. I don't personally care about Defy Bloods as much, but even that, I feel like, I don't know. Even that feels like a movie with a little more heart than the Mank does.
Director. All right, Chloe Zhao is winning. Fincher. I mean, the other thing with Mank, like, you really think it's gonna get like director and every other nomination and miss picture? Come on.
No, I think it's if you invented a movie in a lab that was destined to get director but not picture, like Mank would be that movie. Where it's like obviously a director achievement, but it doesn't have enough passion to get a picture. I don't think it's like probably never happens with the Critics' Choice like that, because they have 10 nomination slots. But if there was a movie to do it, it would be Mank. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. So we think Sorkin is just they can't resist. Emerald Fennell.
Yes,
is.
Correct.
Yeah, with the Golden Globe nomination, I'm thinking she's just in there for director. We're going to see this. And the BAFTAs, they long-listed the hell out of Promising Young Woman in like every category unnecessarily. Bo Burnham's on the long list.
That's going to be their movie that they over-nominate, and I cannot wait.
And it is a British film
like
there.
It will be.
And so what I'm saying is, it performed well at the Golden Globes. It's going to perform well at the BAFTAs. She's probably going to get a director nomination there too. Like, we just have to see the guilds and the Critics' Choice, and I don't see why it wouldn't be a director contender. Regina King, One Night in Miami, I could see, again, I don't know if she's a lock for the Oscar or anything like that. But
One Night in Miami is not like the typical critics' favorite movie, but however, they do nominate the Peter Farrellys. Like, they do that.
They like the Golden Globes, like actors, directors. Let me give you a couple examples. Denzel Washington Fences, who didn't even get the Golden Globe. Angelina Jolie in Unbroken, who didn't even get the Golden Globe despite being predicted to, because she's Angelina Jolie and the Golden Globes would do that, but they didn't do that. The Critics' Choice actually did it. And, so Regina King feels safe, especially since these categories have 6 to 7 nominees. If there was, I kind of expect that. But then we have a sort of a grab bag. Lee Isaac Chung Minari, that would be really strong for him, because
that seems like it would happen here.
I could see him making the Oscar nomination, and I feel like this is the opportunity for him to be like a serious director contender. Florian Zeller as well, who I think may very well get the BAFTA nomination. We'll see if he can get Critics' Choice. And Spike Lee, it's even hard for me to leave off Spike Lee out of a top 6 or 7, because I think he's got a real shot as well. But if he doesn't make it, he could be dead.
This is a really competitive category here. It's hard to even say we get snubbed. Because I think any of this top 8, maybe, I mean, even anyone from the top 10, I feel like. I'm going all the way to say Darius Martyr could maybe get a nomination for Sound of Metal here. It's a stacked director lineup. It's really stacked. You don't know what to put in. So whatever gets nominated for director here will be like one of the biggest performers. And I mean, yeah, this is a really tough one.
Yeah,
Because you have Spike Lee at number 8. That to me is like, whoa.
I actually don't think Shaka King or Darius Martyr is impossible here. If those movies want to overperform, that would make them like big.
Yeah,
and George C. Wolfe. Some people still are predicting him. I don't buy it. I really think that he's like one of the least like auteur folks in the mix, and so he's not getting that attention. Best actor. I want to say something interesting actually about Minari is that I was watching TV this morning on, whatever that the show is with like the Sun where they do
Good
like
Morning
profiles
America,
on people.
dummy.
On Good Morning America,
goodness.
they had a thing on Stephen Yeun and him being in Minari and how his career led up to this moment that he's really passionate about and he feels like really emotional whenever he thinks about the movie. That's good ass campaigning. I'll just say that. Like Stephen Yeun will make this top 6 line.
Yeah,
they're going to nominate 6. If it's any other than
I think this is going to be an obvious category. And I mean, also the Critics' Choice in general are the most obvious with, I think, what people hype up at the beginning. So usually we get them first and we're like kind of not that surprised. We're like, oh yeah, check. So we're going to go through the best actor and we're probably going to look at the nominations and go check. Because everyone's there. There's 6 nominations. There's 6 slots. Delroy Lindo should be making this. Stephen Yeun should be making this.
Delroy Lindo's going to be a good redemption. We like there are a couple things at the Critics' Choice that we're kind of waiting for them to correct. I feel like from the SAGs and Globes, as in not letting Jared Leto's streak continue, giving Ellen Burstyn and Delroy Lindo and Paul Raci some nominations. Those are some things that we want to see that we're relying on the Critics' Choice to correct. Because if those don't happen, then then those folks are over. They're really over. And then number 7.
Wait, can they nominate 7 here?
They can nominate 7 anywhere.
Right, that's right.
It just depends if 7.
Yeah, number 7. I agree is Tahar Rahim because he has genuine hype. It's not like Jodie. It's different from Jodie Foster, his co-star, because you could nominate her for being Jodie Foster. Tahar Rahim, I think he's kind of had his time coming, and people say he's legitimately like the best performance in the movie, and he's excellent in it. I have not seen The Mauritanian, so I cannot personally testify, but that would be a cool nomination for him to get, and it would make him, it would give him like, he would be 2 for 3. That's really big.
I want to say this. So in the chat, it looks like people are saying, Black Toad says he listened to me, because I scroll up and Black Toad says he would switch Yeun and Lindo. I'll say this, Black Toad. I did not see that comment. We were just on the same wavelength. I was just thinking about it, and I did it, and then it happens that you were thinking the same thing right before I did it.
Yeah, I read that, and I was like, I don't know if that was a thing that you did.
It was not intentional.
Funny. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's see.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting if we could get one of these grab bags in here. Oh, Tom Hanks. No. Never mind. I thought I forgot him, but I did not. He should be above Colin Firth. Colin Firth is not a thing. He didn't even make the BAFTA shortlist.
Well, what happened with Supernova?
Take off.
I think that Supernova is just not campaigning. They decided that it's just not worth it.
The studio
I honestly
doesn't
think
have
they're
the
just
best
not doing it.
history of running those campaigns. This is actually going to be not this. Sorry about your excitement there. Carey Mulligan might be number 1 elsewhere, but I don't know. I don't think Critics' Choice.
Really? You don't think Critics' Choice? You don't? I mean, they love Promising Young Woman as much as anybody.
We'll see. But
we'll see?
What I'm saying is
They're gonna give it lots of nominations.
Nomadland is gonna be their favorite. And
that's a
and
little true.
It's gonna be it's between those two, and I think that it's between those two for the Oscar. I mean, I don't think that Vanessa Kirby and Viola Davis. That's hard for me to see. Carey Mulligan may very well win the Oscar. You get the sense that she could win the BAFTA, being British, the Globe, because they like that movie so much. That really might happen. But Frances, I don't know. It's a coin toss, honestly, for me. Oh, we got to go up. It's a coin toss because I could see Carey Mulligan winning it. Frances McDormand, just could ride the Nomadland love that will probably come out of the Critics' Choice.
And she's also, she's also just great in the movie. I'm fixing that. You keep going.
So the every slot beyond this, and I'm gonna do this here. Every slot beyond this is beyond me, because number 5. We're not betting against the top 4. Andra Day got the Globe. Amy Adams got the SAG. I think we're going to see completely different faces here. We could even see completely different faces at the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs might nominate Kate Winslet or Morfydd Clark for Saint Maud. Like, they could and we could see different faces everywhere. And Elizabeth Moss, will you hear me out on this one? Do you think this is going to happen? Because Toni Collette got nominated
The horror
for
movie
Hereditary.
nomination?
Lupita
I know where you're
Nyong'o
going
got
with this.
nominated for Us. And it just kind of, I feel like this kind of makes some sort of sense right here.
I think a lot of people are going to agree with you on that, and I don't disagree. This is tough because the top 4 is really solid, and then the top, 5 and 6 are anybody's game. And I agree that Elizabeth Moss, it's Elizabeth Moss's game too, a little bit. But I don't know. You have her 5. I don't even know what the next likely thing is though.
It's
Because
such
we
a
just
grab
saw
bag.
Malcolm and Marie.
It makes no
and
sense.
I'm not convinced Zendaya is going to get an Oscar nomination for that movie.
But maybe
I
Critics'
get why
Choice.
there's like a lot of hype for her, but I don't think I don't know. I think maybe Critics' Choice.
But
But
I
that's
don't-
kind of it. It didn't strike. I know it struck a lot of people as like, oh my god, she could win the Oscar. This is it. This is the person who's going to save our award season from all the ambiguity. But I didn't feel that way about that. It wasn't that she wasn't good. It just didn't strike me as like, oh my god, she's going to win an Oscar.
Yeah, but I think, and Malcolm and Marie doesn't have the best critic reviews, but I don't think it always matters. We have to remember the Critics' Choice are not actually that much like the critics groups because they nominated Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Folks, they nominated Unbroken, all right? They're a little...
They like Oscar bait.
They like Oscar bait, and Zendaya is the one thing in the movie. Not even John David Washington is this, even though I think he's great. But Zendaya is the one thing in the movie that everybody agrees is very good. So there's a possibility there. Sophia Loren, I'm giving up hope on just waiting for her to redeem. That movie got 2 Golden Globe nominations, and she didn't even show up.
It's funny because what if she just doesn't get in anywhere?
It might happen. Some people are holding out for her with the Oscar with nothing else. That could even
know.
happen.
I guess.
It's
Honestly,
mystery.
at this point, I think Andra Day has a good shot at the Oscar nomination,
That's
even if
possible.
she doesn't get Critics' Choice,
Possible.
because that is a baity ass role, and if they show it to them, they're gonna say, "Well, it's a baity ass role," and they liked Harriet Tubman performance in a movie that they weren't crazy about, so why wouldn't that be the same with that movie, U.S. vs. Billie Holiday? I don't know. I think that could be the same.
I'd be shocked if they nominated Amy Adams for Hillbilly Elegy because that's not going to be a
yeah.
movie that shows up much here. Maybe Glenn Close and Kate Winslet. Maybe it's a shot at the BAFTA.
It's going to be an interesting category. I would even go so far to say that Rosamund Pike and I Care a Lot has like a small chance
Nope.
at like getting it out of nowhere.
No.
Why?
It's a comedy. They don't care.
Okay. All right, if you say so.
Here we go. Supporting actress. Oh wait, why is this number? Oh, I didn't think about the number 1. Okay, this is
Switch it around then.
but I don't know who the number 1 is.
It's
It's all been thrown off ever since the SAG snubbed Amanda Seyfried. There's been the notion that
This feels like an interactive moment. Like, we need your help. What's the number 1 for supporting act? And then you're supposed to comment.
because now people think Glenn Close is winning the Oscar because she's probably going to win the SAG. That makes I kind of agree that she might win the SAG, and that the Oscar makes sense because she's overdoing everything. But where did the Critics' Choice go? Because the Critics' Choice, maybe they'll go for Amanda Seyfried, but maybe the passion's not quite there for Amanda Seyfried winning.
I could see her. I
I
her
personally
winning.
don't like. I liked Amanda Seyfried a lot, but she doesn't have the Oscar scene really, and I actually do sympathize with giving it to somebody else. To be honest, Amanda Seyfried can win one later, maybe. I want Yo Jung Yoon. I want Yoon Yo Jung to win. I want that to happen. I want that narrative
Yeah.
to be pushed. I want this to happen, and if it does, maybe it happens here.
We could see Bakalova even getting winning. I mean, how
I
many
know.
people in here could legitimately win? That's the question. It's so.
The thing is probably not.
A lot of
Glenn
people
Close.
are. Oh, there's an enormous debate in the chat about Glenn Close right now.
Dominique and Saoirse is
And
spelled
whether-
wrong. Okay, I know exactly what I did with Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah.
And Dominic.
What?
You have to. Okay, there we go. There we go.
I mean, Glenn. Some people are saying Glenn Close is gonna win, and you have her at number 5. Like, what's that all about?
because Critics' Choice. You think she's gonna win the Critics' Choice?
I don't know. They did give it to her for the wife. They tied her with
Yeah,
Lady
but-
Gaga.
but
so no.
Hillbilly
So that
Elegy.
means. So that to me means like maybe they're not as incentivized to give her another award. I would even say, up until this point, if Ellen Bernstein weren't getting snubbed, that she would have a chance to win. But that's not really the case anymore.
And what I'm really hesitant about here, I'd be hesitant snubbing anybody, but at this point, it's bad logic to say Helena Zangel's not getting the nomination.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
bad.
irrational for you to leave her off.
It's like we're fighting against what we it's cognitive dissonance because before I thought she wasn't even a thing, and now she gets 2 nominations. Ellen Burstyn's completely off, and yet I still think Ellen Burstyn might be more likely. Is this me refusing to concede to reality and holding on to the reality I once knew, or is this accurate? I have no idea. And the worst is gonna be if they nominate all 7, because that will affirm nothing to me.
I think they might do that.
If they snubbed Helena Zengel, that would show to me that maybe she does still have a spot to be snubbed and Ellen Burstyn has a chance.
Can you imagine that Helena Zengel just gets everything? It just picks up every nomination.
It's possible.
Across the board.
It's possible now.
Well, it's obviously possible because she's already got 2 for 2. But I mean, if I have to see Ellen Burstyn get snubbed again, I'm gonna throw up. Like I don't want that to happen. But I think for sure, you know what? In terms of nominations, I think Yoon Yoo-jung and Maria Bakalova are guaranteed nominations. And then you have Seyfried Coleman.
Olivia Colman's guaranteed. Let's be real.
Okay, if you say so, yeah, I guess. And then Glenn Close is yeah, it's so yeah. And then I guess nomination wise, Glenn Close and then Ellen Burstyn and then Helena Zengel are kind of in the same boat. And I wouldn't know what to do with them, and I wouldn't know who to swap out. So I would consider that a pretty locked up. Yeah, I don't even.
This is the most insane category, and the SAGs really threw it for a loop.
Yeah,
especially here because.
What you could do is just say Helena Zengel, no Ellen Burstyn.
I could, but like really, I don't know. I feel like Ellen Burstyn's gonna get redeemed here. That's how I think.
You hope so,
maybe.
Don't you?
I don't know. I hope so. Maybe I could be a victim to wishful thinking right now. But
yeah.
At least I feel confident that I get 5 out of 6 of these. So, supporting actor, Kaluuya better win. We do not want a Sacha Baron Cohen win. Because even though I like that movie more than a lot of people, Sacha Baron Cohen is not Oscar worthy. I'm fine with the nomination. That's fine. He's not, but please, should not be a win. Odom Jr. Paul Raci redemption is going to happen here. It has to.
Better.
Defoe in The Lighthouse. Remember that? Sandler in Uncut Gems. It might happen nowhere else. But it will happen at the Critics' Choice. Chadwick Boseman. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think if you look at these nominees, I think he gets in.
And then 6 is I honestly
Bill Murray
think it could be David Strathairn.
That would be stupid. I think that'd be dumb.
But it could be David Strathairn.
I don't know about that. Nobody's talking about it.
It doesn't matter. They've done it. And Bill Murray he got a Golden Globe without the movie getting anything else, and that was pretty good for him. So in the top 6, I feel like he's sort of safe. And Jared Leto, if Jared Leto gets this, I don't know what to do anymore about this. If Jared Leto gets the Critics' Choice nomination, I don't know.
This is like another example of maybe cognitive dissonance of like, I don't want that to happen. That can't happen. And I mean, it's one thing to get nominated for a Golden Globe where all you have to do is show your movie to 80 or 90 people. It's another thing to pull off a successful campaign for thousands of SAG voters and get them to nominate Jared Leto over other competitive slots here. So that was insane, and that proved that he has the potential for an Oscar nomination. But will he get a Critics' Choice nomination? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. Some people say he's good. Some people say that he looks like slimy in it and they don't like it. They don't like what's happening in that. I want to see the movie.
To assess.
But he is to be taken seriously now. Absolutely. And I would put him over to Strathairn. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm going to change that for you.
You got to watch out. You got to watch out for Strathairn. Is what you have to do.
You can watch out for that, but I'm going to watch out for Jared Leto first.
Glenn Turman could happen too. And the Trial Boys, honestly, when I think about it, Mark Rylance is a shot for the BAFTA. He has a shot for the BAFTA. They have 6 slots now too. And as a British person, it made the short. I guess how many supporting actors from Trial made the short list for the BAFTA?
You don't even have Bo Burnham on here anywhere.
Oh, oops.
You should put.
But should I even?
Yeah, you could just say Bo Burnham is in the mix somewhere.
Bo Burnham's here.
Bo Burnham. There you go.
That's where Bo Burnham is. But the BAFTA's shortlisted 4 Trial Boys, including Eddie Redmayne. So if you think there's no shot for a double nomination there, I would say you are incorrect. So
A lot of people are
watch
saying
out
you
for-
should put Leto in.
but the Critics' Choice, would they do it?
Yeah, people seem to really not like that movie.
I don't know. It could be. I mean, because I don't feel super confident about Bill Murray. Should I just put Leto over him? I'm gonna go with the cognitive dissonance approach.
I don't think Bill Murray is by any means a lock. Though.
If Leto gets in here, like I will be knocked into reality.
You know what? If I were on Gold Derby, I would put Leto over Murray just because.
You would.
Yeah, just because.
We'll think about it. We'll
We'll see.
We'll think about it for the future.
If I had to bet on it.
Original screenplay. Do you think Promising Young Woman could win here? Or Trial is going to win?
Yes, Promising Young Woman could win here.
Do you think that I should predict Promise? Well, I guess we'll find out later, but...
I don't know. I don't know what you should predict. I think maybe that. I also think Minari is pretty strong here. Mank is not going to win this category, really, I don't think.
I'm worried that Judas gets, like, picture supporting actor, and that's, like, it here.
If Judas doesn't get screenplay, I'm going to be worried, because Soul and Sound of Metal are, I think, competitive in this category, and we've seen it happen before, where if there weren't the same competition, either of those are completely viable picks, and this is just a case of having a lot of contenders and not enough slots for them. But Judas has a worthy screenplay, and if I don't see it in here, getting nominated, because there are 5 slots in the screenplay categories, right? I believe so.
I think there are sometimes 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's like 5. Okay. So there might just be 5. And I need that to be nominated. It has a great screenplay, but it's not a lock. It's not a lock. The top 4 the top 3 are pretty good here. They could all win. Probably not Minari, though.
They can nominate. They'll nominate 6 or 5 is what it looks like. So if there's 6, do you think it's going to be Soul or Sound of Metal? Because I can't decide.
I don't know about
Soul's
that.
been getting more screenplay
Probably
nominations,
Soul.
but
Probably
Sound of
Soul.
Metal's maybe a little more.
Because Critics' Choice might go big on Sound of Metal. Like
Yeah.
I said, they might put it in. I think it's maybe like the 11th slot in picture right now. So we're going to have to see about that. I don't think anything else has a chance just because it's really competitive. Even though you have your little Palm Springs in there, you slipped On the Rocks in there, which is just hilarious.
Oh,
I don't even know what you're doing. I don't even know what you're thinking. The Five Bloods isn't getting any screenplay hype. Yeah.
Adapted screenplay though, the top 4 are going to happen. Nomadland, Ma Rainey, One Night Miami, The Father. No disputing that. The 5th slot's really what's tricky doodles. Because a lot of people are. I think it's hopeless optimism to say that First Cow or I'm Thinking of Anything is going to make it. Even at the Critics' Choice, that may be hopeless optimism. I think News of the World or The Mauritanian might be like more likely for them to go for. Even the Oscars.
It sucks that News of the World is more likely to get a nomination than I'm Thinking of Anything. So that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
But I do. I think I agree here. I think First Cow would be number 6. And even though I wanna think I'm Thinking of Anything's getting in, I don't think it will get in. So I guess that's that. I guess that's that.
Yeah, that's pretty much that.
Cinematography, Nomadland and not Mank. That's what
how
a
most
lot of
people
people
are
are doing
going
right now.
Most critics decided not to give it to Mank, and they gave it to Nomadland, and it's not as much passion for Mank as Nomadland, and the images in Nomadland just are more evocative, and so I feel like I get more votes. Mank, Tenet, which I think they do like nominating Nolans and technicals, so Tenet is here. News of the World's doing very well with cinematography nominations. I'm actually kind of afraid for Judas because we need it to happen, but it feels like something that could just not become.
I think Critics' Choice might go for it because they're aware that it's like Sean Bobbitt and that the cinematography is good. You'd hope so.
You would hope so, but
You'd hope
Five
so.
Bloods is not doing too shabby either.
Yeah.
I wonder how well it's going to do. Generally in technicals, that movie feels like it's going to be left out.
What would be really interesting is if they went for the Midnight Sky.
It wouldn't be good. They should go for First Cow. A Minari nomination, it would also be interesting. I would like to see that maybe.
Yeah. Editing, you think Trial of Chicago 7 is going to win?
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, there's no
Yes.
other movie that they like more that would win editing. Maybe if they went, if they go nuts on Nomadland, I guess it could win here. So, other than that, Mank is a snappy movie. The Father is getting editing nominations. That'll happen here.
And Gold Derby thinks The Father's happening for editing.
And this would be great if Judas popped up here. Then my ears would go, arf? And I would be excited about that. I think
that's the
Judas
other
should
thing.
get editing at the Oscars.
Judas getting editing and cinematography. I'm afraid for both of them. I wonder if either of them will happen. Promising Young Woman, I think, might be able to squeeze in as an editing
really
contender.
like it. I feel like that would get nominated at the BAFTAs.
It could get an Oscar nomination, to be quite perfectly
That would
honest
be
with
insane. I don't know about that.
It could. Why not?
That'd be
It's
nuts.
a top contender. And the editing is it has some pretty cool sequences, so I can't say that it wouldn't be deserved.
I suppose.
And Tenet actually really might get nominated here because I looked and they nominated Interstellar for editing. Dunkirk won. They nominate the Nolan stuff for editing, so Tenet's definitely possible. We got to look out. Other than that, don't think Five Bloods. I feel like a lot of people agree that aside from the cinematography, some of the editing, some of the production aspects of Five Bloods are a little odd, like the editing.
Yeah. The editing's a little weird.
Sound of Metal has been getting a decent amount of critics nominations here. If Minari or One Night in Miami got nominated, that'd be overkill for them, which would be good. Good sign for those movies.
If you're holding out on Promising Young Woman for editing at the Oscars, I would say you're gonna need a BAFTA or a Critics' Choice nomination in order to support that.
Yeah.
And either is pretty possible, so you might be happy.
Score, the Reznor and Ross duo. Oh, we gotta add Batista.
I think it's Jon.
Okay. John Batista.
Yeah.
Who is officially qualifying, and he will be nominated alongside Reznor and Ross for that award. And when they win it, he's gonna win too. Tenet, they will nominate. Minari, if Minari gets snubbed here, I will be hopeless for getting a score nomination. I'll be very, very sad about it because Minari had potentially the best score of the year. Although there are some good ones. I mean, Soul and Tenet, you can't go wrong. The fifth, Midnight Sky is just showing up. And News of the World, I can't actually decide here. Actually, we're going to do this. News of the World's going to get it in the fifth slot.
Oh, God.
If there's six,
You're predicting
it's gonna be
it for
Midnight
a
Sky.
lot of nominations, aren't you?
News of the World, I feel like it's going to happen for score. But at the same time, I also feel like the Midnight Sky is going to happen for score. And I
Then both of them can happen. It's 6 slots.
it might be 5 slots.
Oh.
And if Minari is... That's why I'm worried, is because if it could be, well, this is the Golden Globes 5 if you take out Minari, and I'm worried that the Oscars will do that because I don't want Minari. Five Bloods could even happen. Chicago 7's dead because it didn't get the Golden Globe nomination, and everybody's been like, "Oh, Hillbilly Elegy is still going to show up. You'll watch." Nope.
No.
In fact, nope.
What I'd be interested in is if Terrence Blanchard gets in here. I don't think it's deserved, but some people are still they like him. They like it.
That bad the formatting got. Production design, Mank's winning. Ma Rainey and News of the World are probably
Some people are
locks.
saying Mank is the Irishman, by the way. It's going to go 10 nominations, no wins. Mank is going to win production design.
Yes.
That's done. I know it might not win a single other award. That's true. We were saying it was going to get 5 wins or 4 wins earlier in the year, or even 6.
Yeah.
But at this point, it is down to 1. Which I think is pretty guaranteed.
I'm nervous that Fincher could win at Globes or DGA for director. I'm very nervous about it.
That's true.
I want Zhao. I'm putting Emma. Oh no, Emma's higher than. Wait, David Copperfield's going to be 6. Emma's going to be 5 because I feel like Copperfield and Emma are 2 movies that I can definitely see the Critics' Choice going for. And the Oscars, it's sort of debatable. Actually, no. I remember why I did that. David Copperfield is getting the editing nominations. No, David Copperfield's getting more production design nominations, and Emma might be bigger in costumes.
Yeah.
They do nominate the Disney shit here, so Mulan could get it here. So between this top 6, I don't know what to take out.
Now, for The Father in production design, they didn't do Parasite in production design, I believe. They didn't, I don't think they
tell you
nominated
this.
that.
I think they did, but I'll tell you this.
All right, I'm gonna look that up.
It doesn't matter because The Father hasn't gotten any nominations so far for production design. It's not catching on.
Oh,
In
really?
fact, yep, it's actually not catching on. So we're gonna put the Minute Sky above it. And I don't know if there's 5. I don't know if they'll leave off Emma, but I'm definitely looking at like the Critics' Choice, especially for production design, costumes, like, you know, for technical awards at the Oscars.
I was correct. They didn't nominate Parasite for production design.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, I know. And so they did nominate Roma. I'm kind of looking at The Father as being a little bit similar to those films in that it's a contemporary film. Well, Roma wasn't really contemporary, but Parasite was.
Actually, Emma's 6 because Little Women was a costumes, not production design contender, and we get those sometimes. So I think that this is what I'm good with. I'm good with this.
You think Mulan though for production design?
Yeah,
Really? Has that gotten any nominations?
got like 1 or 2, but like they don't care about Disney movies. Beauty and the Beast.
That got nominated for Critics' Choice?
Yeah, and the Oscar, and so did one of the other ones.
You think Mulan is Beauty and the Beast though? I don't know about that. Well, okay, Mary Poppins Returns got
Yeah,
nominated.
that's what I mean. Wait,
Beauty
what if
and
it's
the
Aladdin?
Beast.
What if it's Aladdin, which doesn't
Doctor Strange got a nomination, and Fantastic Beasts of and Where to Find Them got a nomination.
They like Disney.
They do like that Disney
That's
shit.
why I kept.
I will
Mulan
say.
there.
Big Eyes got nominated. Damn, look at that. They're like very predictable.
Actually,
in this
wait,
category.
go look up if Aladdin got any nominations.
Aladdin. It
Yes.
didn't get nominated at the BAFTAs.
I don't.
For
did
costumes?
I ask?
What? Yeah, you just asked.
No, I didn't ask about BAFTAs. I'm talking
Oh.
about
For
I'm talking
anything?
about
For costumes? For anything?
because
All right, I'll look it up.
what
Chill.
if Mulan's Aladdin is what I'm saying? Because it doesn't. It's like sometimes there's
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast and it just gets costumes production design. And
Exactly.
there's Aladdin or a
Exactly.
Dumbo and it doesn't get anything. And I don't know which one
That
it
could
is.
happen.
Mulan's probably more well liked though. Costumes, I don't know if Mank wins. And costumes, the Critics' Choice are fantastic at predicting these awards. Everyone was predicting The Favorite. Critics' Choice go with Black Panther in both categories. Critics' Choice go with Mad Max in both categories before people were expecting it. And they line up very, very well here. So if they don't go for Mank for costumes, I'd probably change it to whatever they give it to. If they give it to Emma or Ma Rainey, I might switch around.
All right, so Aladdin was nominated for Costume Guild and Art Direction Guild.
Oh, well, they have like 15
Exactly, they have a ton of slots. So that could happen to Mulan.
So we don't know if Mulan is one of the Disney movies that gets a couple texts or nothing.
That's right.
Because it also might get visual effects.
That's right.
We'll see. Birds of Prey, I think, is going to get this one. Can it get the Oscar? It's a good question. Thanks for asking. News of the World, I do not know if it's costumes. What if News of the World...
Costumes.
Does News of the
For
World
being
get...
a Western?
Yes! Does News of the... True Grit, I'm sure got it. And I wonder if News of the World gets costumes and production design, or if it becomes just production design or something.
Wait, I was looking up BAFTAs when we're talking about Critics' Choice. What the hell am I thinking?
Yeah, that's why I said I didn't ask, and
Yeah,
you got
okay.
confused.
I just had a brain.
And you took it as a personal attack.
I had a brain.
And David
meltdown.
Copperfield also, is another one where is another one where I can see that happening. Makeup, Ma Rainey, Hillbilly Elegy.
Okay, they nominated Parasite. They had 7 nominees. So they did nominate Parasite.
For what?
For production design.
You said they didn't nominate Parasite.
Yeah, I was dumb because I was reading the BAFTAs. I'm so sorry. Correction. And they nominated Roma. So they do that stuff. They nominated Mary Poppins.
They have 6. Oh,
They
have
nominated
6?
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, then I'm not worried.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Bill and Ted, I'm looking out to make the Oscar shortlist, but I don't know if it makes it here. I can see Promising Young Woman getting it. Like, also, I actually want to add Promising Young Woman to here. I want to add Promising Young Woman right here.
Really? For costumes?
And production design.
Like,
Because it's a thing where if they want to over-nominate it, they actually could, because there's a lot of attention to detail in the production design here. I don't know if they'll do it. Maybe the BAFTAs will do it, but I'm not expecting it. I'm just saying it could happen. But yeah, and in makeup they could do that. I think Borat might get it. Mank. We'll see if Mulan can get it. I'm thinking if anything's is the dream pick.
You know, I'm noticing here, you are going for a lot of these like fantasy movies that came out and like these period films that came out in these technical categories.
Yep.
But sometimes the Critics' Choice we'll go really hard on movies that get nominated for Best Picture. Like,
So you think
so that would be like last year was like The Joker and Irishman and stuff. That would be this year potentially Promising Young Woman and The Father. So we'll see. We'll see.
No, it could be. What if it's Trial of Chicago 7? What if Trial of Chicago 7 gets costumes or production design?
Sure. I mean, it could be that too. Maybe even Ammonite. But well, I think we'll have to see. They kind of have a choice as to whether they go for the Mulans and the Birds of Prey stuff, or they go for like the Best Picture movies.
Yeah,
So We'll see.
Song. Do we have surprises here? I put Judas on because I think that the Golden Globe nomination looks good there. I don't know. I'm not like an expert on the Critics' Choice for song, but I thought they might go for like the more serious stuff rather than, you know, funny trolls or whatever. Or Wear Your Crown's completely dead because it missed the Golden Globe nomination. That's completely dead. Speak Now will win. Life Ahead, Rocket to the Moon, Hear My Voice.
Yeah, it's hilarious that The Prom didn't get nominated for song at the Golden
that's
Globes.
dead.
That's hilarious.
And Meryl Streep will not be rapping at the Oscars if it doesn't get nominated, which is why we kind of want it to get nominated, even though it's nothing special, generically produced song. Visual effects is going to be Tenet, probably here. I wonder if The Midnight Sky could take the Oscar because they like their space movies. Mulan, Invisible Man is getting a nomination here, I think. And I think that the narrative for that getting visual effects at the Oscars has really, really picked up. Critics groups did a great job representing the Invisible Man there. Birds of Prey. I'm gonna put Greyhound.
Really?
And then I'm gonna put Birds of Prey and then Wonder Woman because no one likes Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's true.
Mank could. People are overestimating the visual effects in Mank, like because
Did it get any nominations? Why are we even talking about it?
it has. It's like kind of a thing. But I'll tell you this though. People like every movie. Like remember the Mamma Mia 2 thing where it went viral for like, oh my god, they did everything in front of a green screen. Like there's so many background visual effects.
Yeah.
That's a lot of movies. Like I know David Fincher does it maybe to an even higher degree. Like, but it's a lot of movies that do that. And if we're just saying like, oh, like concentrating on how Mank did it, it's like, yeah, but every movie kind of does that. Every movie
But you can't tell that there are visual effects in Mank. So I would say like I want to see that. I want to see that reel. But I think that could maybe if
I've
it's
seen
true,
the reel a little bit.
That could be nomination.
I've seen the reel a little bit. It's pretty impressive, but it's not that different from what other movies will do.
Yeah, but the visual effects category has never been about that. Like,
well,
because if it were about
different.
how like impressive visual effects are, rather than the use of visual effects, then it would just be littered with blockbusters because blockbusters have a lot of visual effects, and it's often not. It's often you get, you get like movies that people are impressed by.
Well, I'll tell you this too. These two might get in.
The Sonic.
Okay,
I don't see that.
Listen.
I don't see that. Calm down. I do not see that. That wouldn't happen. What are you Googling right now?
I'm just making sure. Okay, Critics' Choice do have a documentary category.
Okay. So this one.
Wait.
Yeah. What do they give it to? Did you look?
Wait. The Critics' Choice have a separate documentary awards.
That's right. Didn't they already nominate? Am I wrong about that?
Wait, no. They have a category.
Yeah.
Oh, they stopped the category because they got a documentary like they got a separate documentary category. Wait, no, they didn't. I'm so confused. Wait, American Factory won last year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Oh no, that's the Academy Award. Oh my god. Wait.
All right, I'm gonna do another category while you figure that shit out. International feature. Another round has weirdly missed at like some earlier Critics' Choice stuff, but I think it's gotten everywhere, right?
No, another round is getting in. You
Yeah,
don't even need
that's
to
fine.
question that one.
Collective, a documentary, but nonetheless one that critics really like. It has like it has like a mid 90 on Metacritic. It's really good too. That might be in my top 10. Night of the Kings. We saw that movie. We thought it was okay, but I think there's enough people that really like it. It has pretty good Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic scores that it can get in. It's a very good looking movie. It has probably more production value than most of the movies in here.
I have my answer. The Critics' Choice already nominated documentaries.
I told you.
And they have 10 nominees. And I'm going to tell you this is not the first time this has happened, but Boys State's not here.
That's disgusting.
Athlete A, Belushi, Crip Camp, Dick Johnson, Feels Good Man, The Fight, The Go-Go's, Gunda, Mr. Soul, The Octopus Teacher, My Octopus Teacher, Pinner in the Thief.
How could you not include? How could you not include Boys State? Boys State is great. Okay, that's in my top 10. You're gonna discover that soon. We're gonna put out top 10 videos very soon. But Boys State's great. I'm gonna rave about it later.
I'm not that good at this category. I don't think. Like I'm not an expert at it with the Critics' Choice, but I would like to see it. Some I Carry You With Me redemption. 2 of us got the Globe, and it's been getting some good reviews. I don't know why, but maybe a Sun could happen here. These are kind of the and then these are the kind of
What are you doing? It's called Command Z.
I tried to do that, and then I pressed Command God knows what. These are kind of the
Stop clicking on stuff.
These are the typical ones, I think, and unless I'm wrong, and they can't nominate documentaries, but
yeah, I would love to see I Carry You With Me here, but international feature, yeah, it's kind of hard to predict.
And that's it. That's all the Critics' Choice.
What about young actor and young actress?
Oh, are we predicting that?
I mean, I guess you could just say who's gonna win.
Helena Zengel. Does Sidney Flanagan count? I think she counts.
She counts. She would probably
She's
count.
Young enough. I also will mention that the animated category was part of the Critics' Choice Super Awards, which also included...
Oh, Cole, La Llorona. You didn't predict that?
Oh, I will predict La Llorona. Thank you for that. I will predict La Llorona.
Yeah, that was the chat.
Good.
La Llorona is definitely getting in there.
Yeah. The animated feature category was part of the Critics' Choice Super Awards. They gave it to Soul, so it already won. So, and the nominees were the top 4, as we all know: Soul, Onward, Over the Moon, and Wolfwalkers. And then they nominated Shaun the Sheep, and they nominated The Willoughbys. They actually didn't nominate Croods 2, but I'm still confident about Croods 2. All right.
Wow. Okay. Young actor, who's that? I can't even think that, like, who's the young actor this year? Who was it? Where is he? No. Oh, are there 2 separate categories, or is it one?
There's one category.
All right. So it's gonna be one of them. Okay. All right, yeah. I'm good.
Those are the Critics' Choice predictions. How about just any general concerns from the chat?
This thing's like 10 seconds delayed, but we're gonna be putting out.
Oh, The Life Ahead.
We just saw Malcolm and Marie. We are going to do Oscar predictions. We're going to do Critics' Choice reactions tomorrow. And we're going to do top 10 of the year. Oh my God. And we have to do top 10 of Sundance.
I know.
We have a ton of stuff to do. So you can look forward to that. Definitely check out top 10 of Sundance. I know not a lot of people care about the reviews from that, but I'm really excited about some of the movies there.
Oh, true. The kids from Minari, probably Alan Kim, and maybe the kid from The Life Ahead will be nominated. The Life Ahead, I forgot because I copy and pasted this for my Oscar prediction and just moved it around a little bit, so I left off these 2 because they're not eligible. But yeah, this could happen. My predictions are getting even better.
People are still talking about Zendaya. It's hilarious.
Does Mads Mikkelsen have a chance? Not really. It just hasn't been happening. Like, he hasn't even been getting critics nominations.
Yeah, I think he should be getting nominations, though. I think he was better in The Hunt. But that's just because The Hunt is... I mean, I think The Hunt's a great movie. I liked it more than Another Round. But, yeah. What time do the nominations come out tomorrow?
It's a mystery. Everyone asks me. I actually don't know.
Really?
They're always... It's always hard information to find.
Do they stream it?
I'll try to tweet the information if I find it, but...
Do we stream it?
I think they do stream it.
Okay.
Or they actually... No, they might just announce on their Twitter.
Do they do Ensemble here? They do.
They do have an Ensemble award.
People are reminding us. Thank you.
Well, you want me to... I mean, okay, so I'm going to go all the way up to
I think this year they might go 5 out of 5 for what the SAGs did for Ensemble. I think that's actually quite likely. Because the SAGs did a very predictable job at Ensemble, with the possible exception of Promising Young Woman getting in there. This is actually very obvious. Like, I don't even think... I mean, this is probably a consensus with people who watch our stuff. Like, this is... I agree. I'm just... Oh! Judas. Judas, if that could happen here.
All right, I did it.
Where's put Judas above Mank? Put Judas at number 7.
No,
You're not
no,
doing this fast enough.
absolutely not.
Oh my
Absolutely
God,
not.
absolutely yes, above Mank. Right there.
Nope.
Judas.
It's not gonna happen.
Boom.
I guarantee you.
Well,
it's not
let's
gonna
will it into existence.
happen. Fine.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right. I think that might conclude the stream.
Sure.
We
does.
will have reactions very soon for you, and
Oh,
they will probably be pretty predictable. Hopefully, they do 7 out of 10 in a lot of categories, so I don't have to freak out.
And what does that mean? Is the new Oscar predictions coming right after?
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
What's your choice? All right.